This is logged in on November 25th, 2023, Eastern Standard Time. Sensitive material has been breached and it is now in front of the public. This is very sensitive documentation and the world will be in total chaos if leaked, and it is now leaked. All of it. Not one document, all of it. Place of exploitation, forbidden knowledge television. This must be stopped.
All right, what's happening, everybody? It's Billy Carson, aka Forbidden Knowledge. Let's see let's see who we're connected to here, and let's check on the text message. Want to make sure everybody gets notified that we're live right now. All right, what's going on, Maddie? All right, I see some people already here starting to connect to this live. Today we're going to talk about the Anunnaki, the ordainers of destiny, and how we have to utilize their techniques to manifest our reality. We don't have to, but if you choose to, their ways worked and it's still working. And we're going to talk about that power, the power to wield energies for good or for evil, and how we can access that energy and that knowledge, that quantum field, to create our own reality. So thank y'all for hopping on. I appreciate it. Hopefully the text messages are going out so everyone gets notified. Let me just check on the text messages and see what's happening here. Make sure everybody's getting this notified. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Looks like they're going out. Make sure you guys please click the like button and share the video. All right, please click the like button and share the video. And we definitely would love to have everyone get on that subscription for us, because that's going to help us. It's going to help us, grow this channel. The channel is about to hit, I think, 1.2 million. So if we can get that going, that would be phenomenal. Okay, 1.2 million is right around the corner. Okay, I got the text message set up and scheduled here. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Sherry, and everyone here that has joined us tonight. Let's try to get this chat up to a few more people before we go live, and really get in deep into the topic. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Anunnaki, ordainers of destiny. And I'm talking specifically about two tablets, the Enuma Elish and another tablet, the Ninurta and Turtle tablet, where they talk about the ordainers of destiny and the tablets of destiny. And what are the tablets of destiny, and how did the person who held them, how did they utilize that, and how were they able to manipulate future outcomes? Okay, so it's going to be a great talk tonight. All right, so please, like Sean D. Turner says, smash that like button, folks. All right, appreciate you, Sean. Smash the like button, share the video. Make sure, if you're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you guys subscribe. All right. We're trying to go ahead and move to, we are going to go ahead and move to 1.2 million very soon, within probably a few more weeks or so. So we want to have the subscribers to help us move to 1.2 million on this channel. All right. So please subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. All right. I believe I'm pretty excited for everyone here. For a lot of the new followers and subscribers that we have. I don't like calling you followers. I like calling you guys leaders. And I'm looking forward to a lot of the new tours that I have coming up, and a lot of the new speaking engagements that I have coming up. Here's one. Okay. Lisa says, so glad to see you're going to be giving a keynote speech for Mind Valley. Yes, I am. Yes, ma'am. I will be there in living color in Amsterdam doing a keynote speech for Mind Valley University. That's huge. Mind Valley is the largest consciousness app online to date. It's a huge company. They have maybe even by now hundreds of mentors and teachers within their system and their program. And it's an absolute honor for me to be able to speak at Mind Valley University. So shout out to Vishen, the owner of Mind Valley and the founder of Mind Valley, for considering me and inviting me to speak and be a keynote speaker at the Mind Valley University in August. It starts August 4th and ends, I believe, August 16th. August 4th through 16th in Amsterdam. I will actually be arriving on the 8th, and I'll speak on the 11th. and then whatever else they'll have me doing, and I'll be flying back out on the 13th, I believe. So I'll be in Amsterdam for about 5 or 6 days, guys. So if you're in Amsterdam or close by, come to the Mind Valley University. It's going to be amazing. It's an amazing cast of amazing speakers and mentors. And I'm looking forward to sitting down and learning from these gurus as well. I love to sit with people that have the ability to give me something that I can grab some knowledge from and discern it and apply it in my life, because life is about consistently learning, and I'm learning all the time. Like Einstein said, when you stop learning, you start dying. And so I never believed that I'm the end all be all and I know everything. No way. There's always more to learn. Always much, much more to learn. Whereas life is a continuous evolution of learning and growing and pivoting and understanding and everything else. And for the first part of my life, I've dedicated the last 5 decades, technically, really 4.5 decades, I've dedicated to understanding technologies, ancient civilizations, metaphysics, quantum physics, spirituality, and all the different sciences, anthropology, archaeology, astroarchaeology, and all these different types of sciences. And I spent a lot of time, thank you, R.A. Collins, for the donation, doing these things and traveling the world nonstop to gain this knowledge and wisdom and write books and everything else. And now, and of course, teaching manifestation, which is something I've been doing every single year for the last 7 years. I have a huge Manifest Destiny in-person class every year. The only time we did it online is when COVID was here. So we had to do that virtually twice, but they're in person. The next one's going to be in LA at the LAX Marriott, November the 8th. And I'll drop the link here in a minute. November the 8th at the LAX Marriott. It's going to be me, Robert Grant, and Mike Rashid. So it's going to be an incredible speaking cast there of incredible knowledge on how to manifest. All 3 of us have manifested incredible things in our lives. And we're going to be there fully interactive to teach you in person for 8 hours. There'll be VIP, there'll be red carpet, there's going to be photos and book signing and everything else going on that whole day. It's going to be a huge day, an incredible day. Looking forward to it. The LAX Marriott in LA, Los Angeles. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Somebody said Christina Bruno. Let me see. Yes, Christina Bruno. So have you sit already with Christina Bruno? No, I have not sat with Christina Bruno yet. I got tied up in some unexpected business that cost me to travel. This is a young lady who she speaks on, some of the topics that I talk about. I saw her make a post about me online. She thought I was a clone, but she does have great knowledge. She saw a video of me when I was on Lewis Howe's podcast. At that time, I was just recovering from pneumonia, but I was extremely still ill. But I took the energy to go there and work with Lewis Howe because I didn't want to pass up on that opportunity. So I was extremely, extremely dark, much darker than I am now. And the reason why is because I had a lack of oxygen. I was around that time, I was probably about 87% oxygen, blood oxygen, recovering from severe case of pneumonia where I had died in the hospital and came back. So my skin color didn't change back to this color here for about maybe 3 months. Now my oxygen level is at 97 to 98 every single time I test it. I test it on a consistent basis because pneumonia is a very funny thing. Pneumonia can just come back on you at any moment. So I'm very cautious and careful. I just check my blood pressure. I have my own blood pressure monitor at home, my heart rate monitor, diastolic, systolic pressure. I test it out sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times a day because, my heart was going into failure in the hospital. My organs were shutting down. And so she saw me in that video and assumed that because it had come out, he had saved that video for months to put it out. So obviously, clearly I looked sick and ill in that. So she thought I might have been, this version of me might have been a clone. No, I just gained my weight back and I got my color back. So, but I am going to have her on the podcast because I want to ask her some questions and get her perspective from a person that's looking at the information from her perspective and what she sees and understands and things like that. So I'll definitely reach back out to her by DM. And I'll get her on the podcast probably this week. Anyway, guys, thank y'all for coming. We're up to almost 1,000 people now in the live chat, so it's getting ready to pop off. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Anunnaki, the Ordainers of Destiny. And I've got a couple of links I do want to drop into this live chat tonight. We have a couple of huge announcements before I get started real quick. we have a winner for the Mercedes-Benz raffle that we had. The winner was never officially announced. Here's the winner right here. Okay, so we got him. So shout out to Alex. He won the Mercedes-Benz. Congratulations to Alex. And that was from the raffle for the Mercedes-Benz C300. So we've given away a lot of cars. We've given away quite a few cars. We've given away a Rolls Royce on a raffle a couple of years ago. We gave away a Ford before that, a Ford Sport before the Rolls Royce. Then we gave away the Rolls Royce. Then we gave away an Audi A4 at the first Conscious Awards. At the second Conscious Awards, we gave away 2 Mercedes-Benz live on stage. And then we had the raffle for this Mercedes, which we gave away. We gave away another Mercedes prior to that on a raffle also. This is the second Mercedes raffle. And now we're doing a third Mercedes raffle right now. So that raffle just opened up. And I'll drop the link to you guys here in the live chat in case you want to get a raffle ticket. Part of the proceeds go to help the children in the Congo, which is why I'm doing this one. This one's going to help me get money over to the children in the Congo, which I've been a huge part of for the last 4 years. If you were at the Conscious Awards, I gave a check for $5,000. Then I gave another check for $5,000 and another deposit of $1,000. And then I did a free workshop, which I sent over several thousand from there. And now I'm going to do this raffle for this other car. And this is going to allow us to raise some more money and hopefully send more money to these orphans, these poor children that have been orphaned because their parents are mostly unalived in the wars that are going on. And there fortunately is a small group that has built some orphanages just on the edge of the Congo, and they have people there to help take care of these children. Okay. And so it's a very important mission for me because I think that these kids need an opportunity, need a chance. I was born here. I hit the genetic lottery to be born here. If I was born there, I'd be in a very bad situation. Okay. Mercedes-Benz. So it's our job as the ones who have been blessed to help out the ones that are less fortunate. Okay. C300. I'm just not dropping in some live chat right now. Giveaway. So if you guys can participate in this, at best, you win a car and help a child. At worst, you help a child. I mean, that's the worst you can do. That's the worst. I just dropped a link in the live chat for the raffle. The more tickets you buy, the cheaper the raffle tickets. All right. And you could help feed a kid and help give them a roof over their head. I'll get another video from the children. I've got a couple on my phone. I'll get some videos. And the next time I go live, I'll put some of their videos up of them singing and thanking and everything else. Great, beautiful, beautiful kids. Okay. Again, the Mercedes-Benz raffle for this next car is live now. And we gave away the other car. And now we're doing this one, a Mercedes-Benz C300 giveaway. And it's going to be a great raffle. And I'm looking forward to giving this car away to some lucky winner. You can take the car or you can take the value of the car in cash. It's up to you, but it's still going to be a phenomenal opportunity because then you could take that. And I mean, you can do whatever you want with it. Maybe you want to invest it, whatever. I don't know. I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. It's up to you at that point. Sometimes it's easier just to take the cash value because then you don't have to get insurance and registration and all those kinds of things, But yeah, the Mercedes-Benz giveaway. I'm going to show you a picture of the car, this one here, right now. And here it goes. Okay. It's a 2017 C300 in excellent condition, black on black, nice rims, beautiful car. Beautiful car. Okay. So this is the new raffle for the Mercedes-Benz giveaway right now. And hopefully some of y'all get a chance to get some tickets. And also, if you can, please share the link. Share the link with other people so they can get tickets as well. Okay. Somebody said, will I be visiting Congo? The Congo is kind of dangerous right now. And so I would love to go to the Congo. But while there's a war going on there, I'm not interested in getting captured or being stuck in a war-torn situation. Unfortunately, when the ceasefire is set and everything else has calmed down a little bit, then I will go there and I'll hang out a little bit. But right now, I'm not going to go there until it gets a little bit more calm. It's a little bit too tumultuous for me to be able to go there. I have a lot of things I got to accomplish in life, and becoming a prisoner or getting my hands chopped off isn't one of them at this moment in time. Okay, just being honest. But I definitely will go there at some point. Okay, I did have a chance to go there during the whole pandemic situation, the scamdemic, but I couldn't go because they were requiring the Jabberwocky, and I wasn't going to get the Jabberwocky to go there. So that was a no-no for me. Okay, but eventually I'll get there. All right. So let's talk about tonight's talk. Tonight is we're talking about the Tablet of Destinies, also known as the Tablet of Destiny. It's a Sumerian tablet. It's also an Akkadian. That's Akkadian and Babylonian. And it's an amazing artifact that's talked about by these ancient gods with a lowercase g. They were really just people with advanced knowledge. And in the Enuma Elish and the Ninurta and Turtle tablet specifically, there's other tablets as well, but those two, they specifically talk in depth about the Tablet of Destinies. And whoever possesses this Tablet of Destiny had the capability of foretelling outcomes and creating the outcome that they desired. It says that whoever had control of the Tablet of Destinies can even control the galaxy itself. This is powerful stuff. And they had been stolen several times and changed hands a few times. Within the Tablet of Destiny, underneath that umbrella, you also had the Anunnaki that were also known as ordainers of destiny, like Anu. So Anu, the father of Enki and Enlil, also had the capability of ordaining destinies. So we're talking about people that had the power of not foretelling their future, but actually the power to create the future that they desired. This is important stuff. They're creating the future that they actually desire. Okay? This is not a book, Kimberly. This is the Enuma Elish, and these are tablets. These are Sumerian tablets. The Enuma Elish and the Ninurta tablet. Okay? We're talking about the Tablet of Destinies and the Ordainers of Destiny. Now, what can we learn from this? Because these tablets of destiny were amazing artifacts that existed according to these ancient peoples. The tablet symbolized power and structure, and the god Enlil and Enki were also listed in some of the versions of having possession of these tablets. They also control the fate of possessing the tablet. Actually, also control the fates of the people and the fates of the planet, the fate of future outcomes. It's wild how these beings were talking about something that I teach now in what we call modern times. I didn't discover this. I'm only, teaching what the ancients already knew. How do you manifest your reality? How do you bend the space-time continuum to your will? How do you manifest new outcomes? How do you get outcomes, potential superposition outcomes, to converge into one specific outcome? This is what the Anunnaki knew. They had the capability, when you really analyze what they're talking about, of sending their mind outside of space and time. Now, does that sound crazy to us? Maybe if you don't understand some of the CIA projects, like Project Stargate, where they actually paid CIA operatives to send their mind outside of space and time to gather intelligence from other locations, from hostile areas, so that they can actually inform the military what moves to make and where to go and where the documents were that they wanted to steal or whatever it was they were trying to get. It's Project Stargate, okay? Major Ed Dames was the head of that project at one point. They made a movie about him, The Men That Stare at Goats, okay, in Hollywood. So this man is a real person. I actually met him in person. And let me see if I can find a picture of him. I might have had a picture of him. There you go. Here I am standing with Major Ed Dames from Project Stargate. I took 2 classes from him that were 16 hours each back in 2016 and 17 in Orlando, Florida. And that we are standing in the hotel in Orlando, Florida. And I took that photo with him years and years ago. Great guy, really guy. Very forthcoming with a lot of knowledge and information. I took 2 remote viewing classes with him. 16 hours, 32 hours or whatever total teaching time. Was incredible. And the amazing thing about him was he really talked about the ability to send the mind outside of space and time the same way that the Anunnaki did. So I started to wonder, did he study these tablets? They understood that they can think about something that they wanted to see unfold in their future. And if that outcome is something that they specifically wanted, what they would do is they would hyper focus using something called the hemisync, which is what the CIA calls it, the hemisync, hyper focus their conscious thought on that collapsing outcome. Now, at the same time, they can see the surrounding potential outcomes that go along with it because they're sending their mind outside of space and time. And they can see that if they use one of the Hermetic principles, which used to be called the Kemetic principles, the principle of cause and effect, they can manipulate the space-time continuum to create the outcome that they specifically wanted. How did they do this? They would envision a particular outcome. Let's say it was the outcome that they wanted. They want to rule over a brand new city on a new continent. I'm just making this up now. They want to rule over a new city in a new continent over a group of 100,000 people. Well, what they would do is they would then project that consciously into their reality, into their future reality tunnel. They would then see all the potential future outcomes. If I make this decision right now, the principle of cause and effect, this will be the outcome. If I make this different decision over here, then this can be the outcome. They understood something that we just learned in the quantum physics realm, that everything exists, all future outcomes exist in superposition of one another. That means everything that can happen potentially will happen, and that we collapse one specific static reality into existence. So they understood that if I make this decision over here, and they can then project that decision into the future to see how it affects the timeline. Boom, that's not the reality I want. Let me check out this one. If I make this decision and do this, let me project that into the future and see how this outcome pans out. Not the one I want. Let me project this thought and this action and send that into the future. Oh, this is the one I want. So now they've identified a specific outcome out of unlimited potential outcomes. And now that they've found the one that they want to see manifest into their reality tunnel, they set upon taking the action steps to make that their reality. This is amazing. This is amazing stuff. This is the power of the mind. And guess what? They're not the only ones that have that ability and that power. We all do it every single day. Okay? We all do it every single day. And let me just take a quick pause here. Derek Jackson, yes, all those add-ons from the free workshop, they're all been taken care of, Derek. So just look to your mailbox. You should see that book coming in, that add-on book coming in soon. Thank you again. Okay. So how do we do this? Well, I'll tell you. There's so many things that we plan in life. We plan our trips, our vacations. We plan our holidays with family members. We plan family reunions, right? All these things that we plan. So we see a potential future date. We then think about the things we want to happen and occur on that date. We think about the people that we want to see and that we want to be there on that date. We project even the clothing that we're going to wear, the types of food we're going to eat. All these things are future projections from our thought wave. So we send out this projected thought wave into the future, and then we collapse it into our reality. And at some point, we send the thought out first, and then we meet up and rendezvous with that thought as it has altered reality to create a collapsed situation in your reality tunnel. We're consistently sending out thought waves and actions that alter the future. And then we rendezvous with that future at a different future point in time. We rendezvous with it. So we're always doing this. We are always collapsing realities. We're always projecting our thoughts into the future to bring forth new realities, or the ones that we want to see. It's just that we take it for granted. The Anunnaki knew about this, okay? They knew about this and they utilized it to their benefit. They understood that they had the power to alter and change realities by the principle of cause and effect, one of the Hermetic principles. They can literally change what the outcome is going to be. And we have the power, right? For example, here's a glass of water. Now, I can project into the future that I want to take a sip of that water. This is a very simple metaphor, very simple example. I can see the glass on the table. Now, in some realities, I never pick the glass up. I think about picking it up, but I never pick it up. in this reality, because I really want to take a sip of that water, I'm going to project in my mind that when I get a chance in between speaking to you guys, I need to pick that glass of water up and take a sip. I manifested a sip of water. Now, it sounds so simple. It sounds so simple. But that's exactly how it works. We make it complicated. We try to make it complicated, but it's not. The Tablet of Destinies were a powerful, inscribed cuneiform writing holding the authority to govern the universe and bestow power to the beholder. We have the same power with this conscious thought. So if you are trying to manifest something into your life, this is an exercise that you can actually do. You can think about that thing that you're trying to manifest, that you want to have a part of your reality. See, individually, we are all creating our own reality tunnel. Collectively, we're creating reality as a whole. We're collapsing realities into existence on a consistent basis. Yesterday, I talked live about the fact that everything you see is someone's thoughts. Everything you see that's made from man, that's manufactured, is a conscious thought that you're looking at. So if you're looking at me through your phone screen right now, or your tablet screen, or your TV screen, whatever device you're looking into used to be a thought in somebody's mind until they manifested it into production. So it was on the consciousness, hyperdimensional, multidimensional platform, collapsed into a computer program for designing, which is 2D. And that 2D encoded multidimensional concept was then given to an engineer that made it into a three-dimensional object. So everything that you're looking at around you, including the clothes you have on, you're looking at someone's previous thoughts. Again, more evidence that we are manifesting our reality for ourselves through conscious thought. If we weren't doing that, there would be nothing here. We'd be walking around butt naked. Okay? So here's a simple exercise you can do. Let's say, and I'm going to take something simple that's materialistic because it really makes sense for a lot of people, but you can apply it to anything. If you want to manifest a car, for example, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to think about the specific type of a car that you want to manifest. Now, you need to understand that the Anunnaki were extremely specific about what they wanted to accomplish, even down to the point where Enlil was showing his sister Ninhursag on a tablet that he was going to create a plan, a diagram of how cities would be laid out for all time. He didn't plan for tomorrow or next week or a few months or a couple of years or maybe a few centuries. He said, this is going to be the floor plan or the layout, the blueprint for all time. Very specific. And the designs he laid out, as he described them in the tablet, were extremely specific of how a city should be laid out. And we're still living in cities today based on that tablet. The Anunnaki were the first ones to create street grids and city centers and everything else. It all stems from those Sumerian tablets. The bicameral Congress and all these things, inflation, fiat currency, all came from 6,000 plus years ago from this ancient system, which are in tablets that are in museums. They were very specific. They manifested, and we're still living in their reality right now. But it's time for us to take back control of our reality. So if you want something like a car, you have to understand exactly what car it is. It can't be, I just need a car. Well, there are literally now hundreds of types of cars. Hundreds. Okay? So if there are hundreds of cars, thank you, Creative Intuitive Podcast, for the donation. If there are hundreds of cars, which one do you specifically want? You know what kind of budget you have, or you want what projected budget you're looking for. So now you need to analyze and study and research those specific cars, even if it means you have to go and test drive one. Test drive it, learn everything about the cars, the make, the model, the how many liters are the engine, the rims, are they aluminum, alloy? What kind of tires, right? What kind of suspension does it have? What's the wheelbase? Is it, what kind of sound system? Is it MP3? Is it Bluetooth? Is it auxiliary cable? What kind of seats? Is it leather? Is it pleather? What is it? Know every single thing about that vehicle. And when you isolate and figure out the specific exact vehicle and all the options that you specifically want, now you go hyper focus on that particular vehicle in your meditation. Not as if you want to get it or you're hoping to get it. You're seeing it in your envisioned meditation as if you already own it. You actually go and get the keys from the salesman. You get in the car and drive off the lot. And then you go do what people normally do. You go visit your relatives and your friends and you say, hey, look at my new car. You want to go for a spin around the block? You see yourself driving to work in your new car. You see yourself pulling up to your house or your apartment in your new car. Okay? Thank you, Lena Wright, for the donation. And so this is the meditation. You claim it within your mind. You're telling your subconscious that you already have this. Now your mind and the universe is going to begin to figure out a way to make it happen. The next thing that's happening is because you've sent your mind into a future reality and claimed it as yours, now you're an ordainer of your own destiny. And the signal that you're projecting out of your skull into the universe is extremely specific. It's not ambiguous. The universe now can understand this. Okay? The universe now can understand this. Jamal Antonio says, I just manifested a new car using a technique like this. See, there you go. I've manifested so many things using this technique. It's incredible because it works. It never fails. It's like that Snoop Dogg meme. It never misses. Right? Ashley Nicole Long, I manifested my new car and now I'm manifesting a way to pay off it soon in 66 months. Phenomenal. Congratulations, Ashley. This stuff works, guys. It's not woo-woo. It's real science. And then the Anunnaki, these ancient beings had already tapped into this a very long time ago. Now, you've got the car in your consciousness. You hyper-focus. You're really tapping into the hemisync now at that point. Whether you have the binaural beats or not, it's really irrelevant. If you can get into a meditation where you're hyper-focused on anything, including that vehicle, you're now creating a focused beam of conscious thought. You're transmitting it into a future reality, and you're claiming it for now. So even though it doesn't exist here now in your current time space, because you've claimed it, it's on your it's on your space-time arc. It's on your space-time arc. You're going to rendezvous with that reality on your timeline because you've been very specific and very focused. So now you had the conscious thought, you're doing the meditation, you've claimed it on your reality timeline. The next thing you have to do is, very important, take action. Action is the next step. So you've already claimed it. You've locked it into your future reality on your timeline as an ordainer of your own destiny. Now, what did the Anunnaki do? Once they isolated a specific future in the tablets, they began to take action steps toward that future. They would take an action step and they would realize, if I do this, what's the outcome going to be? If I do that, what's the outcome going to be? You need a down payment for this car. Okay, what are some of the things I can do to help come up with this down payment? If I do this, let me project that into the future. Oh, no, that's not going to make it happen. What about if I do this thing? Oh, that might, but I don't know. It's question mark. But what if I do this? Oh, I can see how this can connect to that and give me what I need. Okay, this is the one. Let me take action in this direction because it's going to put me in a position to manifest a down payment to get this car. This is how you begin to time travel with your mind. Your mind can time travel. You can take time and you can bend it and manipulate it to your will. That's what this is all about. That's what the ordainers of destiny were about. That's what the tablets of destiny were all about. It was all about manipulating timelines. Don't be a victim to quote unquote destiny. The one that's people think has been laid out for them. And this is just the way it's got to be. You can alter and change that. You can change it. Thank you, Tucker. Tucker, you put up my formula. CT multiplied by A equals M. Conscious thought multiplied by action equals the manifestation. You can't get to the manifestation without the conscious thought. The Anunnaki knew this, and this is how they became ordainers of destiny. This is what the tablets of destiny had the power to do. CT multiplied by A equals M. That's your formula to apply to everything in life. We all have the power to do it. Don't be a victim to the falsehood of a destiny that has been laid out for you. That's what they want to teach you to believe, that this is the way it is. You know, this is your outcome. It's the best you got. No. Just like you can reprogram your mind to think a different way and believe a different way and perceive a different way, you can reprogram the way that you perceive your future. And you can take action steps to create a different future. In one future, I pick up a phone, and in one future, I pick up a glass of water. I chose the phone this time. My destiny was not set in stone that I was going to have to pick up the water. I made a conscious decision to take action, which was to send electrical signals to the muscles in my left arm and pick up the phone. That sounds like a simple example, but if you really understand, it's very simple. It's not rocket science. It's all about projecting into the future. I can project into the future and say, if I move my left hand and grab the phone, I can pick it up. And then I will rendezvous with that thought. I just rendezvous with the thought by picking it up. If I'm trying to manifest something into my life, it's the same exact scenario, except the time arc might be longer. But you will rendezvous, you're moving like this, and you'll rendezvous with that time arc. At some point, it'll be waiting on you, and you'll rendezvous with it. Boom, you got the keys to the car. Boom, you got the keys to the new house. Boom, you're happy in a great relationship. Boom, you're happy because you're loving on yourself, and you learn how to take care of yourself the proper way. All these things are timelines that you can establish for yourself, and you can create a better future. Things that I'm working on for myself as well, creating a better timeline for myself. I spent a lot of time in my life focusing on ancient civilizations, ancient technology. I spent a lot of time focusing on anthropology and astrophysics and all these things. Now I'm focused on my self-health, my self-love, my self-work, my knowledge of self, deeper than I've ever gone before. Okay. Lena Rice says, do you think your brain did that vibration thing, that it was your reality change as it was just as it was, and was it just once? Do you think when your brain did that vibration thing, oh, I see what she's talking about. When I had that situation back in 2010, do you think, so in 2010, I had a situation where I had an encounter that made my brain vibrate and shake in my head. It was just that one time. That also put me on the timeline of really altering my path and my career deeper into ancient civilizations. I was touching on ancient civilizations, but not as deep as it was until that happened in 2010. The things that come in your life to alter your path and take you on a new path. And I chose to stay on that path. I could have gotten off that path many times. It's a rough path to be on. The path that you've chosen for your life right now might not be the smoothest path. All right. The things that you desire to have and bring into your life and manifest into your life might not be the smoothest path. There may be hurdles there. There usually are hurdles and stumbling blocks and things you have to overcome. But if you can fight through that and get through those things, you can get to the other side and you can manifest the true reality that you really, really want. Right? It's really amazing because when I look back at my life, I feel like I've lived the life of 10 men. I've done so many things in this short life that I've been able to achieve and accomplish and do and see and travel and everything else I've been able to do. And it really was because my conscious thought multiplied by my action created my manifestation. I literally have lived the life of 10 men. That's not even joking. And it's not bragging. I just literally have. I mean, if I go tomorrow, there'll be no regrets. There'll be no regrets. I've been married before. I'm not married now, but I've been married before. I've raised a family before. I've got grandchildren. I've been around the world over 20 times. I've seen the most incredible things on the planet that most people will never see. I've been in part of great companies in entrepreneurship. I've built programs and businesses and companies, and I've helped a lot of people. I've helped people. I've built houses for homeless people. I've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to people. I've tried to create programs to help people out. I've helped the homeless. I've done so many things. I feel like I've just completely lived a great life. It's not like I'm checking out of here tomorrow, but what I'm telling you is I wholly and truly believe in my ability and power to manifest my reality. The last part that I have to really, and I've been working on the last couple of years, is working on myself. I spent a lot of time working on a lot of things out there, And some inner, but the deeper inner parts, the shadow work, the trauma work, and all that stuff. I've been really focusing heavily on the psychology and psychiatry of the human mind and understanding myself better, and who to be around, and who to keep in my circle, and who not to keep in my circle. And my circle's now it's smaller than a dot. It's the smallest my circle has ever been. And I doubt it will ever get much bigger again. But that all comes with knowledge of self and working on yourself and realizing who you truly are and not acquiescing to outside forces that want to dim your light, that want to take away your ability to manifest your reality, that want to steal from you your birthright, which is your ability to create your reality, your ability to be a creator, and your ability to do the things that you've been excellent at doing your whole life. If you're trying to create a reality and manifest for yourself, the first thing you have to understand is that you have the power. But there's going to be outside sources that are going to come in to try to dim that light within you and convince you that you don't have any power. Admiral says, yo, Billy, I use this power with a vision board, with writing down pros and cons and manifesting and executing the best decision. God is me, I am God, and the kingdom is within me. That's powerful, Admiral. That is powerful. See, this man understands the power that he's wielding. He understands the power that's inside of his body, and every atom of his body exists an unlimited, unparalleled amount of power. And he's utilizing that power. He's wielding it like a Jedi. There's only one source of energy, that God energy, that Christ consciousness. There's only one, but he understands that you can use it for good. And unfortunately, there are people out there that use the same energy for darkness. But he's chosen to use it to create the life that he desires. And we can all do that, right? We can all do it. The Anunnaki utilized this technique, and they did it so masterfully, it allowed them to have global domination. So why wouldn't we look at their technique and analyze it and cultivate it for our own purposes, to use it for good? In the Star Wars series, you have the Jedi and the Empire. Both use the same exact force. There's only one. The Empire uses it for evil. The Jedi use it for good, depending on your perspective or perception of the Jedi and the Empire. Some people think it's the opposite. Whatever you think, they're flip-flopping polarities, right? And so it's the same way it goes here in this realm. Once you understand that the power is within you and that you can send your mind into the future and create your own time arc, and then you can rendezvous with that arc at a point in the future if you take the right action steps. And it doesn't mean you're going to be spot on every single time. It doesn't mean you're not going to have any failures in life. I've won and I've failed many times. But the beautiful thing about this life is you don't need that many wins to make it. If you can hit just 2 or 3 times, 1 or 2 times, the failures seem like a distant memory. What you gain from those failures is you gain knowledge. You gain wisdom from those things. I take those L's as the L for not lost, the L for learn. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from relationships that failed. I learned a lot from situations that I've been in that didn't work out. I learned a lot from companies that I had that didn't work out. I don't hit every single time, but I've had a lot of successes because I build on the knowledge from the past. The past is prologue. The secret about the past is in human consciousness is that we all are learning from the past. We're all learning from the past. When you're a baby, like I said yesterday, when you're a baby, you crawl up next to one of these electric outlets and you try to put your finger in it because that's your natural response. I mean, I want to explore this and see what this is. Either you do it and you get shocked, hopefully you survive, or a parent comes over and smacks your little finger. Hey, don't do that. Don't touch that. You sit back on the ground and you cry. You're not crying because you're hurt. You're crying because you wanted to touch that thing and now you've been told you can't do it. But because that potential pain or loss is now in your mind, your consciousness, the next time you crawl or the baby crawls by that outlet, the baby doesn't even think about it anymore. Like, oh, man, that's off limits because I learned from my past experience. So the baby is learning from the past. You can't learn anything unless you learn something from the past. Everything that you're acting on is something that you learned in the past, even if it happened right now. I'm teaching you something right now. If you act on this, you learned it from the past because I'm in the past. And to understand that nothing happens in real time. The time that it takes for the photon to ping off of your screen and get to your retina, go to the back of your brain, and the time that it takes for the sound, which moves even slower than light, to travel from your device into the cochlea in your ear, vibrate the hairs, travel to the brain, and have your brain sort it all out, and have your brain sync the light and the audio together so that everything is moving in synchronicity. That takes time. Microns of a second, but it takes time. So what happens is, by the time you hear my voice and actually see me, it's already in the past. There is no such thing as real time. Real time doesn't even exist. What does exist is the future and past lessons. Okay. Thank you, Michael Owens, for the donation. I appreciate you. That exists. The moment of now exists. The exact moment that you're in. The future is a projection of potentials. The past is knowledge and wisdom that you can gain from what happened before. But you can see yourself as your own ordainer of destiny. Label yourself an ordainer of your own destiny. It's a powerful term. And begin to realize that you can set yourself up to create better future outcomes for yourself by pre-thinking future decisions, right? There are times where I wish I can go back and pre-think decisions on things that I made. Okay. I was attacked online with a smear campaign that was preset by over 1,000 people that pre-planned it. I come to find out it was over 1,000 people that was on this plan. And the smear campaign happened, if you guys remember, last year. And then I didn't sit back and pre-think future outcomes on my response. I had a chance to sit back, separate myself from the situation, separate myself from my thoughts and my emotions, and become my ordainer of my own destiny. I had a chance to sit back and project a future outcome. If I respond like this, this is going to happen. If I respond like this, this is going to happen. And I didn't isolate the type of future outcome that I wanted. I just responded. I didn't separate myself, and I didn't project my future outcome. So I didn't travel in time first to see what would happen. And because of that, I didn't have a good outcome on that response. I had to take the response down. It wasn't a good response. So, but if I had taken the time and the space to project consciously into the future, if I do this, this is what's going to unfold. Not a good idea. If I do this, this will unfold. Maybe. But if I do this, this will be the unfolding future. Oh, I like this one. Okay, this is what I'm going to go with. I never did that. So I'm telling you now that we can learn to do this. It's a learning process, catching yourself and learning when you have the opportunity to foresee your own future and predict action steps, but predict what's going to happen if you take specific action steps, because the action will create the manifestation. The principle of cause and effect. In the principle of cause and effect in Hermetic principles, it says that every action that you take is going to have a consequence, whether it's a good consequence or a bad consequence. But I guarantee you, there's always going to be a consequence. Always. Never will you not have a consequence, because that principle is solid and locked into the universe. Every action creates a consequence, but you have the ability to be an ordainer of your destiny. You have the ability to separate yourself from the future outcome and then pre-think a decision you make now, and pre-think what the future will unfold based on that decision. It only takes a little bit of time and space to pre-think and send the mind out to meditate on potential outcomes. And that will allow you the ability to make better decisions now. And then you'll meet up and rendezvous with that time arc. Boom. Now you have the outcome that you desire, not the outcome that they wanted you to have. This is how you become an ordainer. This is how you manifest your realities into existence. Okay? I want to drop another link to the Manifest Destiny workshop that I have coming up. Let me grab that link real quick. It's going to be live and in person. It's going to be in Los Angeles. We had scheduled it. I had scheduled it back at the beginning of the year. Thank you, 11. Appreciate that donation. Thank you so much. I had scheduled it at the beginning of the year, but then we had the fires in LA, unfortunately. So obviously everyone needed hotels, and I was paying for people to be in hotels. I paid for, I think, 8 families to have hotels because they lost their homes, they lost everything. So I bought hotels for 8 people, and every hotel was full of people who had lost their homes. So I had no right to go to LA and do a workshop like this when people had nowhere to live. And most of the people needed to stay in the hotels, and I didn't want to take up hotel space. So I rescheduled it for November the 8th, okay, from the fires. So if you had bought, I think 16 people at that time had tickets. We had just listed it. So those 16 people can come to the event for what they are. They've already paid, so they already have a ticket. So you didn't miss out on anything. We're still going to be in LA. You can still come on out and hang out with us in Los Angeles. It'll be Robert Grant, Mike, Rashid, and myself, giving you incredible interactive manifesting knowledge. It's going to be an interactive class. I'm going to have you standing up and doing exercises with your body and things with your body that you didn't even know that you can do. I'm not talking about physical lifting and things like that. I'm talking about movements. They're going to show you how much more you have up here than you even realized, and how much you're restricting yourself without even realizing it. Okay? It's going to be amazing. Looking forward to it. November the 8th. I just dropped a link in the live chat. I'm going to drop it in here again. Make sure you guys come and check us out at the Manifest Destiny 2025. It's going to be amazing. I guarantee it. I'm really looking forward to this because I've been wanting to do this, since the beginning of the year. I usually do this every single year at the beginning of the year. It's a beginning of the year event. But obviously, the fires came. The planned fires, in my opinion. That's my personal opinion. I think that they were planned. I think that this is nothing but that was a land development scam to take a lot of properties. But that's just my personal opinion. I have the freedom of speech, and I'm allowed to say that. I believe that there was a land grab, one of the biggest land grabs we've ever seen in modern time, other than what's going on across the ocean. But yeah, I'm looking forward to being there. The link is also in the caption of this video. It's in the audio. It's the link in my bio. If you're on X, the link is in my bio. The Manifest Destiny 2025 live in LA. And there's only 800 seats. So I think, well, now there's less than that because people have been signing up like crazy. So, but when it's full, it's full. But it's going to be an amazing event. Red carpet. There'll be photos, book signing, meet and greet, and a fully interactive all-day training session with people that I personally feel have been great at manifesting. Robert Grant has manifested at least 5 companies onto NASDAQ. Okay, 5 companies. He's taken 5 companies public. He's got patents that have been approved, quantum encryption, and he's got the Alpheon Credit Company, which is a competitor to Care Credit, which is a huge banking system for people looking to get medical treatment, dentists and medical and surgeries and everything else. And several other major companies that he's been a part of, including Bausch & Lomb. You ever heard of Visine? Well, that's Robert Grant. So can he manifest? Yeah. Mike Rashid has done incredible things. He's been able to build incredible businesses, incredible supplement companies, organic, clean products that help people get in shape. An incredible app that he developed to help people stay fit and get in shape and stay on clean diets and work out and reduce their risk of health issues. He's manifested the life that he wants. He's manifested the body type that he's wanted. He's done great at manifesting. So we've got the slightly different perspectives. We have Mike Rashid. We have Robert Grant. Robert Grant and Mike Rashid were both honored at the Forbidden Conscience Awards with awards 2 different years. So these are, and Mike Rashid now is a best-selling author. Robert Grant's a best-selling author. So we've got people who know how to create reality. They're going to be there with me teaching. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be amazing. I'll drop the link again. Okay. And the last thing I want to tell you guys tonight before I, get out of here is I'll drop the Mercedes-Benz raffle one more time. And I also have some tours coming up. If you want to come hang out with me in Turkey, if you want to come hang out with me in Australia, we have 2 amazing tours coming up also. Egypt is pretty much maxed out. I think there might be a couple of spots for Egypt now because a couple of people have some issues with their passports. So I'll probably be taking a look at that and sending a message out for that for Egypt. All right. But I dropped the link for the Mercedes-Benz giveaway to help these kids in the Congo. And then if you would like to come to Egypt and hang out, Turkey and hang out with me, I'll get you the link to that real quick. Forbidden.shop is the website. Forbidden with the number 4BIDDN.shop, and then go to tours. And once you do that, you can go to Australia and you can go to Turkey. This is the Australia tour. I'll drop that in the live chat for you real quick. The Australia tour is going to be amazing. We're going to go see the Proto-Egyptian hieroglyphs in Australia and many other ancient sites that exist there. Australia's I've been there. I went to see the glyphs. I went for a walkabout in the outback. You're going to go for a walkabout in the outback with Aboriginals. You're going to do an initiation ceremony with the Aboriginal elders. It's going to be mind-blowing. So this is the link to Australia. And then I'll drop one more last link here for you guys, which is going to be the link to Turkey coming up as well. That's going to be in September. If you want to come hang out with me in Turkey for my birthday is September the 4th. 4. Okay, let me get this link. You can come hang out with me in Turkey for my birthday and come there. We'll be making a new discovery in Turkey. I just dropped a link to Turkey in the live chat. There's a new discovery that myself and Muhammad Ibrahim are going to identify and name and claim for history. So that'll be for my birthday. Okay, a new discovery, a new archaeological discovery that I'll be a part of in Turkey. And we're going to go to Göbekli Tepe, Karahan Tepe, Derinkuyu, the underground city of Derinkuyu. I'm going to show you the underground ventilation shafts and also the tunnels that interconnect an underground city network. It's not just one. There are hundreds. There's tunnels that some of them go on for hundreds of miles underground. It's the most mind-boggling, incredible archaeological discovery almost of all time that hardly anyone is talking about. To see these amazing sites and to go to where we're going to go in Turkey is going to be so revolutionary, mind-blowing, and also spiritual. So Turkey's going to be phenomenal. So I've dropped a link to Turkey one more time here. That's going to be September. If you want to come hang out with me in Turkey, it's going to be amazing. All right. And of course, we have, like I said, Australia. We have 2026. We have Egypt again. So if you want to go to Egypt in 2026, that's another option. So I'll give you that link as well. 2026 Egypt is going to be phenomenal. That's going to be in October of next year. These tours sell out very fast. So we start booking them this far in advance because they go so fast. People get locked in. All right. Admiral, thank you. The podcast with you and Gaben helped me manifest and execute moving to Florida and make more money in electric grid operations with TECO. I appreciate the knowledge, my dude, and I look forward to linking up with the Conscious Wars. All right, beautiful, man. Thank you, Admiral. I appreciate you. All right. Drop this link here. This is the Egypt tour 2026. Egypt 2026. I just dropped the link in the live chat. And if you're on X or whatever, you want to find these tours or whatever, just go to forbiddenknowledge.com or go to the link in my bio. You should be able to find all these links up there as well. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. It's been a great talk tonight. Hopefully some of you learned something from what I talked about tonight. Remember, you are the ordainer of your destiny. You have a specific amount of control over your life and your thoughts. Don't fall victim to believing that the path that you're on is all you're left with and this is all you have. Because things change, things pivot, and your thoughts change, and your actions can also change. And because your actions can change, that means your future reality arc also can change. You can literally shift timelines. You can shift timelines, right? If I was an alcoholic right now, I'm not. I don't drink at all. But if I was, and I made a conscious decision not to drink alcohol anymore, my future outcome would be different because I made a change in my conscious thought and my actions. So I would rendezvous with a new timeline at a future point in time by being sober, right? But if I stayed an alcoholic, which I'm not and never have been, but if I did stay an alcoholic, I'm just hypothetically speaking, then my future timeline would be horrible potentially. Maybe even a DUI in the future. Maybe I get myself into a bad situation. Maybe I lose everything I've got, right? So you have to see simple explanations like that, simple examples like that will show you what I'm telling you. Now just apply it to something else and you can see the shift happen in your life. You can create that shift. The power is within you. You have the power. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out tonight. The links are in the bio. The links are in the comments. And I will see y'all later. All right. I'm going to drop one of these great commercials we have here on the way out. All right. Peace.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.